According to a study done by Chapman University, public speaking is the #1 fear. Drowning is #4. Zombies rank 9th. That means the average person would rather be attacked by a zombie and drown than give a speech. That's real fear. But it doesn't have to be that way. No matter your experience or your gifting, you can swallow your fear and give a great speech. And if you can conquer the fear of public speaking, who knows what other fears you can conquer? You can become a person who engages rather than escapes in all the important areas of life. Of course, there are entire classes available on public speaking, so a short video clip just scratches the surface. But in the next few minutes, I want to give you the 4 steps I personally follow as I travel around the country speaking to audiences of all sizes. Step 1, know your message. Focus on how your message will change the life of the person who is hearing you. And I do mean the person. Some people think of it as an audience or a crowd, but it's not. It's a gathering of individuals who all have hopes and dreams and fears and disappointments of their own. And they're listening to you not mainly because they want to hear your story, but because they want to change for the better themselves. So how will your speech help them live a better story? If you're not sure, spend some time jotting down possibilities. If you can't come up with any, ask your friends, how would hearing a message on X topic benefit you? Collect the answers and put them right toward the beginning of your speech. Step 2, develop a sense of mission. To give a good speech, you have to be vulnerable. It's hard to be vulnerable in front of other people, especially people you know. I have taught public speaking to thousands of people, and I have found that this one point really works to help people overcome fear and stay focused. Have a mission. Turn your attention toward what the audience is receiving rather than how you feel about delivering it. Tell yourself, for example, my mission is to get people to vote for me for student government office. I can do a good job representing them. They'll be better off if they vote for me. I'm going to stay focused on how I can serve them. When the focus is on them rather than on you, fear begins melting away. Step 3, weave in story. We are story people who are made in the image of a God who tells stories. Scripture tells the story of creation, of brokenness, of healing. Stories give us an opportunity to connect our audience to something they can relate to. Here's an example. Last week I shared at a church about the value of sending a student to Summit. Now, I could have said Summit is valuable and students' lives are changed when they attend a conference. What I did instead is to start with my own story. I told about how I came to Summit intending to leave the church. I met the founder of Summit's 2-week programs, David Noble, and said, I hope you have a lot of answers because I have a lot of questions. He wasn't offended. In fact, he said something that changed my life. He said, we aren't afraid of any questions here at Summit. I knew then that there were Christians who were curious and wanted to grow and make a difference, and it attracted me back to the Christian faith. By telling my own story, people can think about how they want their own stories to turn out. Step 4, deliver the freedom to choose. This one surprises a lot of people. Sometimes we think it's our job to persuade people, but it's not. It's our job to give people the information they need to change themselves. We can't force people into a decision. We can just plant the seed and give them the opportunity to change their beliefs and actions. There's an old saying, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Years ago, I spoke to someone who had helped Ronald Reagan become president. She told me that her goal was to get people to vote for her candidate for their own reasons. That made sense to me. No one likes to feel that they're being forced to do something, even if it's something they want to do. So conclude your presentation by saying something like, here's what I'd like for you to do. Of course, I can't make you do it. We're each free to choose. But with every step, action becomes easier. I encourage you to take the first step today. Becoming a confident public speaker doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice. Years ago, when he was a young man, I told Dr. Sean McDowell, say yes to every opportunity you can until you just can't handle all the opportunities. To this day, Sean says that's how he became an in-demand presenter. But don't just give speeches. Gain experience by evaluating what worked well and what you'd like to do differently. As a storytelling person made in the image of God, you have all the tools. I'll be cheering for you as you decide how and when to use those tools to overcome fear and move to a new level of personal and professional success.